My name is Joe Bettinardi, and I'm the owner of Donson Machine. And Donson specializes in high precision parts, components, specifically for the healthcare industry, the food industry. The greatest attribute that I can attribute to Paul and his organization, and it starts at the top, Paul being the owner with his partner Tim, is that everything they do is honesty. They're not going to try to sneak somebody into Donson that might be the perfect person or might be the right person. They're always, in 21 years, have been totally honest, which means sometimes they have to do more work and they've got to go back to the drawing board and find more people. But I love the integrity, I love the sincerity, and in business today, it's hard to find that. We started out with Paul about 21 years ago. You know, he's probably one of the best guys we've ever dealt with as far as integrity. Very, very honest person. He's a guy that you really want to have a business relationship with. Our average growth is about 10% a year, and it's very important that we have very, very good people, key people, and Paul has been instrumental in helping us grow because he's able to find those people, and it takes a lot of pressure off us internally of having an HR department and 2 or 3 people in that department or putting ads in the newspaper. We really rely on just calling Paul up and his inside person, Vic. I'd like to talk a little bit about Vic. He came from a machine shop background. Vic was a plant manager at his previous employer, so it's very nice to be able to talk to somebody that knows the technical end of what we're looking for, and when he does interview these people, he's able to find out really truly what are the top machinists and top people that would be in a high precision atmosphere like Donson. So kind of when you work with Vic and Paul, it's almost like having your own HR department. You got Paul out there trying to bring in new candidates. You got Vic in there interviewing them. And then we work by email, so it's very, very convenient. And because we have a 21-year relationship, he knows our shop real well. At the beginning, you want to make sure we explain to Vic the type of person we're looking for and the type of atmosphere, but he knows exactly who we are. And then he'll start sending in candidates, usually the next day, or definitely within that week. And then probably within a week, after we do a background check, we have a new employee. And one of the major advantages of going through Paul is that, and Monarch and Metro staff, is that you have that trial period where they're going to be with the temporary company for 3 months or 6 months or however long you decide you want, and you can really get to know somebody in that time frame. If they come through Donson and they ended up not being the right employee after a month or 2, well, now you're in a situation that you have to start writing the person up, or you got to start letting them know that it might not have been a good fit. And with Paul and Monarch and Metro staff, you can at least say it didn't work out after 6 months. We're sorry to say, but we have to let the person go because it wasn't the right skill set. If you do have an employee that doesn't work out, you don't have to lay them off. That does not affect our unemployment insurance, and that's a big, big chunk of money that we have to pay in the first quarter of every year. That would go on Paul's unemployment, and he's already used to having the maximum amount on that, so we can keep our unemployment cost at a very minimum. Paul does have many competitors out there, and it's very frustrating dealing with his competitors because they send in people and they're just not qualified, and I have them interview with my plant manager, or I have them interview with my supervisor, and they're wasting time, and the supervisor and the plant manager get a little frustrated with me because they're like, I just took an hour to interview somebody and this person doesn't have any of the skill set. Paul and Metro staff and Monarch, to me, when it comes to machinists and when it comes to technical people, there's nobody better in Chicago. There's a lot of temporary agencies out there, and maybe they're for lower type skill positions, or maybe they're for more clerical, but when it comes to technical, fabrication, and machining, I don't think there's anybody better.